Hi, you guys. Like, subscribe, and hit the notification button if you like my channel. My brother's in town, so I may be dropping less videos this week. So if you haven't given some of my videos a try because you're like, I don't think I like that, or you only listened halfway through and you think the video got dull or whatever, go back and listen to the second half, because I promise I always put things at the end and people miss them that I know they would love, because I'm basically trying to make the beginning of the video just as interesting as the end. And so definitely go back to some and listen to the second half you didn't hear, because I guarantee you'll be surprised. I don't just put usually one thing in my videos. I put like a few nuggets, as I call them, in there. Especially the Andy Cohen one. I was so surprised so few people listened to the end of that one with the Jeff Lewis friendship one. The end is the best part on that one. So this video is going to give you what really happened between Margaret and Laura Lee Jensen. Here's a picture. Her best friend regarding Real Housewives of New Jersey season 13 and the cheating rumors around Melissa Gorga. So full disclosure, I wanted Laura to come on my podcast so badly. I don't know, maybe someday she still might. She seems very nice. She told me on my DMs that she is telling the truth and she doesn't know why people are hating on her so bad for telling the truth. And I'm like, I don't know. It's just, it's a rough world out here. What can I tell you guys? It's like people are tough. It's, go look at my comments. Make yourself feel better. So anyway, the point is, very nice lady from my interaction with her. And she ends up going on All About the Truth's podcast, and she gives her an exclusive interview. She's a big fan of that blog site and podcast. And she ends up, spilling the tea to her. And she basically sets the record straight of what was the falling out between her and Margaret. It also sets the record straight as to what really Margaret told her in regards to Melissa Gorga and the cheating rumors. And I wanted to set the record straight in this video because up to this point, people have been saying that Margaret saw it firsthand. And that's what she was saying, that was the rumor, but that is not the case. So let's hear it right straight from the horse's mouth, as they say. Isn't that what they say? I never can get those sayings right. Kill two birds with one stone. I mean, I can't. So I want to share with you some insight that I have. Margaret Joseph was friends with Laura Lee Jensen for 40 years, and they spent Christmas and Thanksgiving together. And in Laura's interview with All About the Truth, again, go listen to that episode that she did, she mentions that she's tried out for Real Housewives of New Jersey several times, never got on. She was willing to be a friend of her housewife. And it seemed like Margaret was not really supporting her trying to be on the show. And when she called her out about it, she said, well, I don't want you to get jealous of me in PR like Jackie does. Now, I thought this was really wild because this is a very similar situation than what I felt like I kind of experienced with Taylor, because as you guys may have recalled, I've explained on the Patreon that when I got casted for Housewives, it was directly with production. It had nothing to do with Taylor. And it's a common understanding that if you introduce the producers to your friends, much like Teddy Mellencamp did with Crystal Minkoff, that sometimes they can be more popular than you. It creates jealousy in the friendship. You can't really be friends. And then they may steal your gig. Yeah, steal it. Everybody loves fame so much they'd much rather be famous than have the friendship. And in the case of this, I think Margaret didn't want her friend Laura to be on the show, A, because she would have lost the friendship. That's the positive spin. But B, she didn't want to have to compete against Laura for fans and camera time and all this stuff, right? So and God forbid she be more popular than Margaret, then that would really be bad for Margaret's psyche. So never, ever ask your friends that are on Housewives to get you on Housewives, because they're never getting you on Housewives. Reach out to the casting agent or production if you want to be on the show, and cast independent. And then at the end of your casting, if you want to take the risk, mention you're friends with the person, okay? I mean, unless you're willing to take them out, right? Because then the producers will like that and they won't tell them, you know? So you'd be like, oh, I was really tight with this housewife, but now she's a bitch and I want to take her down. Then they'll be like, great, don't tell her, put her on the show. Laura, I think, had her feelings really hurt by Margaret on multiple occasions. And I'm not going to get into that part because you've got to go listen to All About the TRH episode. But she talks about how they had their fight and all this stuff. But the part that I really wanted to focus on for this video is the following.
Right. Did Margaret tell you she saw this?
No, she did not see it. Someone else saw it and told her. And she told me that she spoke with Melissa about it.
So Margaret is now going online saying that you're lying about everything. She's calling you thirsty. She's saying that you want to be on the show. What do you have to say to that? What's your response to that?
Well, I mean, honestly, the minute I told the truth, I was labeled desperate and thirsty. So
No, you're not the first one.
if truth equals thirsty, if that's the way it's going to go, then call me thirsty.
Amen,
take it.
sister.
Because it's the truth. There's no other reason. I never
So then she goes on to say that the reason that Margaret is not being blamed for this by Melissa, which I found very strange as well. Why is Melissa blaming Teresa and, you know, Louis Ruelas and not going to the wedding? She says this is the reason.
Because if Melissa were to blame Margaret and show that she's mad at Margaret, that would actually be admitting that something happened and something was said. And they've had plenty of time to work on this because they knew it could come out.
Right.
So I'm sure that Margaret told Melissa, do not give this any life. Don't talk about it. Don't act like you're mad at me. Then you'll never have to explain it. We will just say that she made the whole thing up.
Right. I mean, our sources tell us that everyone knew about this since February, basically, when Teresa confronted Joe with Louis.
Yes.
Of course, Joe Gorga they're very close. He's going to go back and tell his wife. So he tells his wife, Melissa confronts Margaret. Jennifer, everybody apparently knows about this, but Melissa just doesn't want this on camera because she knows her kids are going to be watching this. But it then comes out once Jennifer and Margaret start getting into an altercation or fighting about the whole drug comment. It's a lot of people want to know. Did Margaret pass along the Jackie and Evan rumor? We're hearing that.
So I guess what happened was Margaret confided in Laura, who wasn't on the show, a secret that she had been told that Melissa was caught cheating by somebody that Margaret knew. And it turns out Margaret is also the one who started the Jackie and Evan rumors. This is so confusing to me because isn't Margaret supposed to be Jackie and Melissa's friend? So why is she spreading rumors of stuff she didn't see firsthand on the show or to friends off the show if she's friends with these women? I'm so confused. Laura brought the rumor to Teresa and Jennifer and said, listen, I've got this rumor. I'm warning you because Margaret might bring it out on the show against your brother and Melissa, and I don't want you to get blindsided. Teresa's like, oh my gosh, I don't want this on the show. And she basically reaches out to Joe and says, listen, I was told by Laura that Margaret might bring this rumor up that she saw Melissa cheating, and I'm just letting you know. And then Joe and Melissa were like, we don't want this on the show. And then, of course, at some point, a big altercation happens between Jennifer and Margaret, and the result is that they spilled this rumor about about Melissa cheating on Joe, allegedly, okay, that Margaret heard from a friend, just a friend of a friend or whatever. And that's how it goes. And Melissa believes that Teresa secretly wanted this to come out on the show to destroy her marriage with Joe, although Laura is saying that that's not what Teresa told her. So what we have here, which is so insane, is a bunch of people that are all friends that are lying to each other, and nobody knows who to trust, which makes everybody really dangerous. Okay? Now, I'm just going to leave it there on this video. I kind of want you guys to come up with your own theories off this, of what's, what everybody's agenda is. I've done videos on what I think already. Make sure you check the descriptions on this one, you guys, and go listen to that podcast. I always can appreciate a good gossip podcast. All right, you guys, like, subscribe, and hit the notification button, and let me know what you think. Bye.